Okay. Did they change the draw percentage? Okay. Hello. What's up? What's up? What's up? Where'd Leppy go? Lep lep. Lippity lep lep. I'll put Discord over here so you guys, because I'll be tabbing in and out of that relatively often tonight. Spamming you guys with that. Pause the stream on my end. I don't need to be watching the stream. That'll just cause lag. Okay. Hello. Hello, hello. Ah, the tea's cold. Well, it's not cold. My tea's lukewarm. My tea's cold. I gotta go heat it up. I'll be right back. If anybody has questions, tell them there's a tea emergency. I cannot stand for cold tea. It is unacceptable. I'll return shortly. I need warm tea. Okay, are the GroundHog items AC tagged? Because if they're not AC tagged, I'm going to be slightly annoyed. Is that not it? Is that seriously not it? Is it not Orc Fort? Oh, it's Orc Town. Why is the map on the map called Orc Fort, but then on the actual like map code is called Orc Town? I don't understand, AE. I have question. I have question. Oh, I didn't quest glitch this? Why didn't I quest glitch this? What reason did I have for not quest glitching this? Whatever. I mean, we can check now. No? Then I'm not doing it. I can't do it if they're not AC tagged. I don't have the bank space for that. Like, I don't have the bag space for that kind of stuff. Floating bunny. Okay. The thing. Like, I don't have the bag space if they're not AC tagged. Like, I can't justify that. Like, they're rare items. Come on, man. Like, why are, like, rare and seasonal items not AC tagged? Like, I can understand why why random weekly event items aren't AC tagged. Like, you can just go get them anytime you want. But, like... Yeah, I've been working on some other projects. I've been working on some other projects that have been needing my time. As well as I've been, fighting with my, well, what was my video editing software. So basically, so Arch Paladin video guide, actually done. I finished it. I did it. I can't export it though. So the videoing software that I used, had an update. They did an update, and they changed their DRM software. They changed their DRM software. Because they changed their DRM software, they made it so the old serial code, the old like codes that people had for the software don't work anymore. Like, I bought the software like 2 years ago or something. My code no longer works. That, like, my software key, my serial number no longer works because they changed their DRM system. And instead of, like, emailing me a new key, like, hey, we updated our DRM thing, new DRM system, whatever, here's a new key. Instead of doing that, they're just like, no, you have to rebuy it. So, like, you have to rebuy the video editing software. And I'm like, no? How about no? So I don't have video editing software at the moment. Because my video editing, like, literally, I was editing the video, and then, like, I went to export it, and I finished the video, and they're like, we're sorry, you're gonna need to upgrade to the full version. And I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, you need to upgrade to the full version. And I was like, what? But I purchased it already. Here's my serial code. And they're like, no, sorry, you gotta buy it again. None of the items from the Groundhog Day are AC tagged. Unfortunately, the items aren't AC tagged. I don't know why they're not AC tagged. They really should be AC tagged. Why'd they change the drop rate in Terrarium? I assume it's just because they want to screw people over. Like, honestly, they've just been changing drop rates randomly recently because they don't, like, they just wanted to make farming more difficult for some reason. I honestly don't know why, but they just wanted to make drop rates more difficult. It's like I finished the Arch Paladin video, but I can't export it. Like, it's done. I just can't export it because the video editing software was like, "Hey, you need to buy it again." And I was like, "But no." So, basically, until I have video editing software, I can't finish the Arch Paladin video. Non-mem voucher is so hard. Yeah, they made non-mem voucher like really silly for reasons. I'm pretty sure I already did most of the quest here. Locked. Like, I did this all. I did all of these. Like, I have done this area. I have done this quest line. Can't use a free editing software? Not for the purposes that... Not for the way that I make videos. The way I make videos, I need to have, like, multiple audio tracks in there and multiple video tracks and stuff. Like, I technically could make a video, like, technically, yes, I could use a free software, but the videos would not be anywhere near the quality that, like, we're used to, basically. Do you play Battle Gems? I played Battle Gems for a little while, yes. It was okay. Like, I played it up to... Do I have it on my phone anymore? I think I have to sign in. I played it up to, like, the 3rd or 4th zone. I have the member in it. Like, I have Dragon Knight. I played up to that. I finished all the... Like, I finished all these quests, but I did them on the testing server, so the game doesn't count it. Like, I did all these quests, but I did them all on the testing server, so the game doesn't care. Yeah, Battle Gems wasn't amazing. Like, Battle Gems wasn't the worst, but it wasn't great. They definitely have made better games. Oh, I love Scarlet so much. I honestly do love Scarlet Sorceress so much. It's like my favorite class. Like, that's why I'm so sad that Scarlet Sorceress guide video actually has the least views of any of my guides. Scarlet Sorceress actually has the least views of any of my guides. It's my favorite class. Nobody else cares, though. I mean, I think a lot of people don't watch it because they think that it's, like, not good. Like, a lot of people, because it's so easy to obtain, a lot of people don't really care. It is that good though. It is that good. Like 4K crits for not a lot of effort, basically infinite health and mana. Like the class is really, really good. Like you're more durable. You're a better soloing class, more durable than something like Shaman. You do more damage than Shaman. Yes, it's more difficult to play. Like the class is more difficult to play than Shaman. But at the end of the day, like I would rather a class with a higher skill cap or something that makes me need to pay attention in exchange for doing far more damage and being far more survivable. Like that's 100% a trade-off I'm willing to take. Like Scarlet is just so versatile for me. Like it can do everything and it does everything well. Where do I get the pencil from? Is it just a random drop? What do I think about AQ3D? I think that right now AQ3D is it's unfocused. Is kind of the best way to put it. AQ3D, I feel, is unfocused. Yeah, for people who just want to sit back and farm and don't want to put any real effort into it, who just kind of want to like smash some buttons and move on, and there's a lot of people, you just want to sit back and watch Netflix or watch some YouTube videos, Shaman is awesome. Shaman is great for that, because there's really no effort. You don't really have to put any effort into Shaman. And like, Shaman's great for that. But for the way that I play the game, I much would rather a more difficult class that keeps me, like, engaged, than a boring class. That's me. I would much rather a class that is more engaging than a sort of more simple, boring class. That's me. That's the way that I play the game. AQ3D is it's just unfocused. The game is spending so much time and effort on seasonal events and making money and how are we going to make money? How are we going to milk this? How are we going to like do this and that? And they're spending too much time on focusing on making money and making the game big and flashy, and not enough time on actually just making a proper video game. They're really not they need to focus on making a good game first, and then work on trying to, like, figure out, okay, well, how make a good game that people want to pay for, and then people will be willing to pay for it. But right now, they're trying to get people to pay for a game that's not worth being paid for. And that's the big issue. Did I get the class? No, because I haven't finished the area yet. I haven't finished the area, so I can't I can't get the class. I want to, I do, because it is a member, like, it's a class that is available only to members. Only members can get the class. But then once you get it, it's AC tag non-member, so. My opinion on botters, I think the botting's just lazy. Like, there's some situations where, okay, maybe you can kind of try and justify it. That like, oh, this is too long, this is dumb, like Arctics did this, and this is like, blah blah blah, this is, they nerfed this or changed this or whatever. But at the end of the day, Adventure Quest Worlds is a game that involves a lot of farming. There's a lot of farming involved in AQW. And if you're playing a game that is built around farming and are not willing to farm, that's just kind of your fault. Like, I have no sympathy for that. Like, I have no sympathy for that. Like, if you're playing a game that's basically 80% farming, and then are not willing to farm, like, I feel like that's on you, and that maybe you just shouldn't play the game. Do I agree AQW is dying? I think that if AE continues to take the game in the direction that they have been recently, then yes, the game will die. By putting more emphasis on AQ3D and by ignoring their money-making machine that is AQW, and let's all not get it twisted, AQW does make a stupid amount of money, then yes, the AQW and Arctics Entertainment will die. As long as they pay attention to AQW and continue to take care of their most profitable game, then AQW and Artix Entertainment will be fine. I got Omni Artifact the other day. What to do with it? I'm not sure. Things? I'm gonna go with a solid things. 34 tokens for Pyromancer. Is that good? Okay, so I bought Blazebinder with ACs because I knew that I was going to be making a video on it, and I couldn't wait to do the dailies for Pyro. I couldn't wait on the dailies for Pyros. That was my issue. It's like I know I want to make a video on Blazebinder, and I couldn't wait the amount of time that it would have taken me to do the dailies with Pyro. And so I just like, okay, well, I'll just buy the class, get it out of the way. It's a tier 2, tier 3, whatever class you want to call it. And so it was like, whatever, I'll skip it. So that was my reasoning. So I don't really know about the whole Pyro farm. I honestly don't, because I just never did it. What class am I talking about? Lord of Bones? No, not Lord of Bones. Whatever. The class that you get from the Bone Castle map. There's a class you can get from this place. There's a class that comes from the saga. This wing of the saga. And it has like a token system. Do you class auto clickers with botters? I mean, it kind of depends. So the way I used to, my computer got reset. I had to reset my hard drive and stuff, and so I lost it. But for a while, I had some macros set up when I played AQW. I had some macros set up where it was like, okay, like I'm bossing with like, I'm bossing, and I had like a shaman profile. It was like, okay, here's shaman profile. It literally was just like push 5, and then it would just alternate 2 and 3, and that's all it would, and it would just do that. And I had to be at the computer, but I could just like hit the button and it would do that like 4 or 5 times. It would just like loop pushing 2 and 3 for me. And it's like, that's not like, that's kind of a scummy thing to do, but like I'm at the computer, I'm engaged, I'm doing the thing. I'm just fighting like a boss with 1,000,000 health, and I'm gonna be here for a while, and my fingers get tired. Like, I think that there's very much a difference between like running a bot and having a bot run while you're at school or at work or something, and having like a like macro system set up to push some buttons for you. Like, there's very much a difference between if you can literally get up from the computer and the game will continue to play itself for you, that's not okay. But if I just have a few macro systems that'll maybe do my DPS rotation for me, that I push a button and it does my DPS rotation for me, that I feel, while it could be considered an issue and some people may not like it so much, I think that's a very different thing than being able to set a bot and then leave. If I can get up from the computer and leave and not be there and the game will still play itself, that's not okay. But if I need to be there in some like capacity to continue to make the game do the thing, then I feel like that's fine. As long as you're engaged, you're active at the computer, you're doing something. And I feel like that changes, that is okay. Some people may have a different opinion on that. I'm sure AQ has different opinions on that, but buy Pyro with ACs and then use that to farm for Blazebinder. I mean, I could have done that as well, but like I said, I was looking to make a video on it and I wanted to get Blazebinder pretty quickly. Yeah, Bone Castle yeah, Death Knight Lord. Yeah, there's the member-only quest that gives you, like, class tokens. Yeah, and then once you get the class, you can use it after you stop being member. Yeah. Do I prefer Blazebinder or Shaman? As far as in... See, I find Shaman to be boring, so I prefer Blazebinder. Simply because I find Shaman to be just painfully boring. Yeah. I just find Shaman to be painfully boring. Did I meet the guy who has the Void High Lord already? No. Last I checked, there was only a few people who had like 8 Void High Lord tokens. Who had like a few days ago, the last I was keeping up with like the race. There was a few people at like 8. There was a few people at 10. But no, I haven't seen anybody who actually has it. Yeah, Shaman, you just kind of like 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, 2-3. Like, it's just painfully boring. So. Is Death Knight Lord a good class? I have no idea. That's why I'm working on getting it. When I say Shaman, I mean normal Shaman. Evolved Shaman is a different class. When I say Shaman, I mean normal Shaman. If I say Evolved Shaman, I mean Evolved Shaman. That 90% of the time when I'm saying just Shaman, I mean regular Shaman. Yeah. I mean, theoretically, the dailies have gotten to a point that if you had 3 or 4 Elder's Blood stacked up already for whatever quest, maybe you were farming some Arcane Grove and forgot to delete them, whatever. If you already had 2 or 3 Elder's Blood stacked up, then yes, theoretically, you could have the class by now. But literally only, like, just now. Like, it's real close. Like, the first wave of people that are going to be getting the class is going to be within the next, like, 2 or 3 days. Is when we're going to start getting a wave of people who are going to start getting the class. Those guys who have gotten their turn in every day. Go. How old am I? I am almost 21. Oh, I'm sure the class is awful. I'm sure the class is awful. However, it's a non-member AC tagged class. Why not? Like, at the end of the day, why not? It's a non-member AC tagged class. There's no reason really not to. Right? Well, that's kind of my thought. Like, there's no reason not to. Now, how do I get these tokens? That's my question. How does one obtain token? Do I need to go to the member-only map to get the tokens for the class? Yeah, it's a member-only quest to obtain the class, but I'm a member. So it's like, I'm a member, it's once you do get it, it's a non-member AC quest. But like why not? Like there's no reason for me not to get it. Go to Shadowfall. Yeah, I'm sure I could check the wiki, but like there's enough people in here that I'm sure somebody knows what I'm looking for. Where's Lep? Lep needs to come on. We need to record a thing. See, I actually have opinions on Void High Lord. I want to wait until the full class, until I have the class, or until people have the class. I wanna wait until more people have their hands in the class, until maybe it gets another nerf or buff. Because it will get another nerf or buff. Once people get their hands on it and people start whining or praising it, things will change about the class. I want to wait until it gets changed. So, like, I want to wait until that changes. What? Isn't Grim Hero Blade AC tagged? No, Grim Hero Blade is not AC tagged. I have the dual Grim Hero Blade in my bank, and Grim Hero Blade, dual Grim Hero Blade is AC tagged, but that's because it came from the Nostalgia Quest dual merge shop, and everything from that shop is AC tagged. No, the regular Grim Hero Blade is not AC tagged, even though it's one of the more difficult items to obtain in the game. Like, it's honestly, like, pretty time consuming. Like, this thing took, like, a while to get. Not AC tagged, though, because reasons. Where do I get the quest for this? What do I get the quest for my tokens? I assume it's not in here. Is it in here? These guys tend to be like separate. Like these guys tend to be separate from the rest of the stuff. Yeah. Where do I get this? Yeah, with the dual ones you can wear one Grim and one Hero Blade. Okay, so the Grim Hero Blade I actually don't wear because of this reason. Here, let me turn up the graphics. But, like, you see how he's holding it? He's grabbing it by the hilt. Like, he has his hand right, like, over the hilt. Like, he holds it really dumb. Yeah, you can change it. With the dual Grim Hero Blade, you can click on them independently. You can change the look of each of the Grim Hero Blades independently. Like, I have it in my bank. Like, you can change the look of each of them independently. Slithering Shadows. There it is. Yeah. Well, the dual ones can only be obtained through Nostalgia Quest, so, like, for most people, it's not really obtainable. See, I have 100 inventory spaces, but I also started with 50 inventory spaces. Like, I started with 50 inventory spaces, but that's simply because I have, I started with 50 inventory spaces, but that's because I'm a beta account. Older accounts started with 50. Oh, I thought I was typing. Blood Rut 4. It's been a long time since I've been to Blood Rut. Wow, it's been a long time since I've been to Blood Rut. Wow. I remember this place. I legit haven't been here since, like... I don't think I've been here since beta. The normal Grim Hero Blade is not an easy task. I tell you that. The normal Grim Hero Blade is not an easy task. It's very, very time-consuming. Honestly, one of the more difficult items that I've had to farm for, recently. I mean, I'm already rank 10 evil, I think. Rank 10, rank whatever. What rank am I? I should be rank 10 evil, right? Rank 9.5. Rank 9.5. So, I mean, okay, so I'm not wasting the rep. I'm not wasting the rep, then. That's good. That's good, at least. I'm not wasting the rep. If I went and turned this quest in on the testing server, I could get, like, way too much XP for turning it in. Because I have the Light and Dark Mage set, so I could use this to get a lot of rep, but I don't really care. I'm in no rush. Oh, I already have some? Huh, I apparently already have some. Shadows. Ah, I already have one. Huh. So I need to kill something and get an item to drop so that I can move this out of my loot table. Green guard? Let's go to green guard. There's something I can punch here. Can you guys move this? No, I need you guys... What's something I know can drop something so that I can move this out of the way? Graveyard? Where's the place I know drops? Oh, Mirror Realm. Mirror Realm drops it. That's right. Mirror Realm I know drops. Has like a bunch of items. These, because all these guys should drop mirror tokens, right? Do they not? Boxes? Because I have to get this thing off my screen. I have to get it out of the way so that I can... There we go. I have to get this crap out of the way so that I can actually... Oh, I don't want to farm you, Sneeveltron. Leave you alone, Sneevels. There you go. Okay. Now we go to the bank. Okay, now we can go here, and now we can go... Yeah, now we can accept it. Shadow Skull to inventory. Accept. Okay, I do actually need to put some stuff back in my bank. Put my Soul Eater... I was taunting people, because I had some friends who were trying to get the Soul Eater Advanced the other day, and I pulled out mine and taunted them with it. Anything else I need? Okay. There we go. Okay. Hello, level 3. How you doing, buddy? He's using... Okay. Oh, I was gonna give him a tip to get Oracle. I was gonna tell him to get Oracle. It'll make his life so much easier. Like, literally, just like getting the Oracle class makes your life so much easier. Oh, I have the, I've got the Undead Legend. And Undead Champion. And the, mounted Paragon pet. I've got some stuff. I need to get my free daily boost. Go back to my bank, actually. See, I actually have an unpopular opinion. I don't like Dage or Nolgath stuff. I think it looks ugly on both sides. Like, honestly, I think both sides look ugly. Oh, I haven't done my treasure chest keys this month. Do we want to do my treasure chest keys? Do we want to do my free treasure chest? I got some really bad stuff last month. Last month was not good. Last month's chests were really bad. Here, let's go to a private one so that /join, just so that we can have some, so we can save some lag. Let's do our treasure chest. Treasure chest, magic keys, free magic keys. Give me the free keys. Okay, guys. Open my treasure chest. I have 237 treasure chests. Let's see what we get. First treasure chest. Galaxy Hunters. Okay. Second treasure chest. Oni's Visage. Got the stupid cat. Let's see. Let's see. Is it color custom? No, it's not color custom. Right? That's not the worst. I mean, that's not the worst armor ever. Oh, why is this one not enhanced? Come on. Okay, let's enhance it. Wizard. Looks like the Spy has a mask. Spy has a mask in TF2 that looks kind of like that. Oh, it is. This is color custom though. I mean, color custom isn't nothing. The fact that it's color custom doesn't mean is this armor color custom? Let's actually go check. Let's go check if that's not where I wanted to go. Let's go check if my chest or if this armor is color custom. No, it's not. Right? Yeah, it's not color custom. Okay. That's our treasure chest stuff for this month. I mean, the armor's not bad. It's got some pretty... Like, the jetpack animation's pretty okay. The mask is color custom at least, so that's fine. See, I spend a lot of money on enhancements as well. A lot of that is because of videos. When I make videos and stuff, I switch around enhancements, like, so much. I like Miltonia stuff. Yeah, I like Miltonia stuff. Sorry, just reading back in there. I like Miltonia stuff. I don't like Nulgath stuff. Okay, for those who don't know, Nulgath and Miltonius are two different people. Nulgath and Milton are two different people. I like Milton stuff. I don't like Nulgath stuff. Two different things. Yeah, I prefer Milton over Nulgath. Because Milton stuff tends to be a little bit more simple, a little bit more sleek, not so giant and bulky and over the top. And that's my personal preference. Like, you guys see my personal set. Like, you guys see the set that I use day to day. Like, I don't like those big, crazy, bulky sets. They're just not for me. I'm just not a huge fan of it. So. Yeah, let's go drop this stuff in my bank. So nothing crazy from our shadow chest, although nothing bad. Like, it wasn't, like, awful stuff. There's some pretty bad stuff in treasure chests, so... nothing too awful. So what to do now? I think I honestly kind of want to just finish out the Throne of Darkness saga. Like, I've not finished this at all. And Daniel's invisible cup. I like my cup. Invisible, and it gives me strength. And it's filled with tea, so... I don't have any bank pets. I have no bank pets. I really should finish this saga. Like, I really should. Right now I have 5 and I have 500,000 gold. I easily could get more. Just like throwing on my Dark Mage set, going to Extinction. Give me like 5 minutes and I'll have the full thing. Like, it's really not a big deal. Green tea and normal tea. It's actually black tea. Black tea, actually. Okay, so for you guys who don't know this, when I streamed full-time on Twitch, because I streamed full-time on Twitch for a while, not so much anymore. I've been putting a lot more effort on YouTube recently. Because doing both Twitch and YouTube full-time takes a lot of effort. To do them both correctly, I kind of have to favor one over the other. But, like, when I stream full-time, I literally started every day with, like, a packet of crackers. Like, crackers and tea. I literally started every day with tea and crackers. Like, that was what I did. I woke up and ate tea and crackers every day. Like, that's legit how I started my days. So, like... Oh my god, what is this crap? And why won't it... Yep, gotta replace my treasure chest that we just spent. Is there only one patron? I believe so. I believe so. I don't like green tea, actually. I like black teas. I find green teas to be too bitter. That's me personally. Like, I don't like the aftertaste on green teas. Farming Archfiend Doomlord. Farm harder. Honestly, the biggest thing is just, like, find a friend with Drudgeon and either have Drudgeon or make friends with somebody who does have Drudgeon and just camp them. Because you're going to need unidentified 19 a lot. You're going to need a lot of unidentified 19s. Like, you're going to need a lot of unidentified 19s. That is my tip for it. Like, either have Drudgeon or make friends with somebody who does. Milk tea? I don't know what that is. Do you mean put milk in my tea, or is this like a separate entity? Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of green teas. I don't hate green teas, but considering that I have other, like I have the access to other teas, I prefer other teas. I don't like coffee, actually. I find coffee to kind of be disgusting. I honestly like really don't like coffee. I think coffee's nasty. And now I'm over here. Alright. I'm gonna catch up on chat. Should I get Blazebinder for farming if you don't have one? If you don't have a good farming class, then yes, Blazebinder is definitely very good. It is arguably one of the best the best farming classes. I personally prefer Scarlet Sorceress, but I'm weird. I like Scarlet Sorceress over pretty much everything. It's my favorite class. If you guys like, Shaman is a very good substitute for Blazebinder. Scarlet Sorceress, Arch Paladin, even if you need to, can farm. Like, there's options. There is options. Yeah, Abyssal Angel's sweet. It's rare, so it doesn't matter. Like, yeah, Abyssal Angel's sweet. It's rare, so it's irrelevant. What? Like, do I have Chrono Assassin? No, I don't have any Chrono classes. I don't have any of the Chrono classes, actually. Kinda wish I did, but regular Shaman. Regular Shaman is a farming class. Old Shaman is, like, Evolved Shaman is a PvP class. Evolved Shaman's a PvP class. Regular Shaman is a soloing class. Very, very different things. Very different roles. Very different jobs. Go through the door? Oh, do I have to kill all the stupid? Come on. Now we're here. Is this one of those, like, click on the things in the room? It is. I hate these. If you want to get your music heard and sold worldwide on iTunes, and where's the final one? Google Play and over 150 digital music stores, you need TuneCore music distribution. TuneCore has been in business for over 10 years. Where's the final item? 50,000 artists sell their music worldwide. With TuneCore, you keep 100% of your music sales revenue and 100% of your music rights. Missing butterflies? Is that back? Because I think there was butterflies on the previous map. Where do I get these butterflies? Is it back here? Because I thought there were butterflies back here. Here, let me heal off these guys real fast. Yeah, why did it make me go back here for the butter? That's silly. Whatever. Yeah, honestly, like, Void... Okay. Void High Lord is good. The testing version, I don't have the real one, so I can't, like, confirm. Void High Lord's good. Let's not get that wrong. It's not awful. It's also not amazing. It's not the greatest thing ever. It's just fine. It's pretty good. It's a good soloing class, but it's a good soloing class and a pretty good PvP class. Unfortunately, that's kind of where its usefulness ends. It can farm, but it's not the greatest farming class. Like, it can farm, but its damage output is not that great as long as you're in shackled stance. And unfortunately, farming in shackled is basically asking to die. Because when you use shackled, I mean, I know they've changed it so the class is single target damage now, so it can't really farm anyway. But when the class was in, when you're in unshackled, you lose 20% of your maximum health for each enemy hit with the ability. Not just 20% health, you lose 20% health for each enemy hit. So you cast Unshackled, and you lose 60% of your maximum health, basically killing yourself. So Unshackled was a huge, huge risk. That using Unshackled was a big, big risk, honestly. Like, it was a really, really risky play to make. So... Do I like Scarlet more than Void High Lord? Yes. Only because Scarlet, I think, is better all-rounder. Void High Lord was previously, before the changes, an all-rounder, but I think that Scarlet Sorceress is a better all-rounder. Void High Lord is better in 1v1 PvP and in soloing, but Scarlet Sorceress does farming and Blood Brawl better. And so I think that overall, Scarlet Sorceress takes it for me over Void High Lord, and especially since they made the changes. Void High Lord is no longer really an all-rounder class. It's mostly a soloing and 1v1 PvP class, which is not a bad thing, but it makes it not an all-rounder anymore, and my favorite classes are all-rounders. I like versatile classes. So. So much catching up on chat. Why didn't I farm for Chrono Assassin then? I just haven't done it. There's a lot of classes that I just don't have because I just haven't gone through farming them yet. Like, I'm not against getting them, but I just haven't gotten them yet. I've only really been... Like, I started playing the game in beta years ago. But I took a pretty big break until early 2016, and I really only came back in early 2016. So I've got like 4 or 5 years worth of content that I have to catch up on. So I'm just a bit behind, and I'm trying to play catch up. You have rank 10 Arcane Grove and rank 10 Chaos, and they're getting Thunder Forge. If you have rank 10 Arcane Grove, you're like most of the way to Stonecrusher. So if you have rank 10 Arcane Grove, I would recommend starting on Myth Song and trying to get rank 10 Myth Song, because that will help you towards Stonecrusher. And Stonecrusher is sweet. I actually recently would recommend for people who have Stonecrusher to use it. Because something that I've been noticing recently, a lot of people are not using Stonecrusher as much anymore. That since Archpaladin and Lightcaster came out, a lot of people are using those classes instead as support classes. A lot of people are using those classes instead of Stonecrusher for support classes. And it means that when you walk into a room, you tend to find a lot of Archpaladins and Lightcasters, and there's not a lot of Stonecrushers recently. This has just been my personal observation. And I found myself using Stonecrusher a lot more just because so many people do have Lightcaster and Archpaladin. That I've just not been seeing Stonecrushers quite as much. And Stonecrusher is still amazing. It is still a very, very good soloing class. Soloing and support class. It's still great. Definitely worth the time and investment to obtain. But simply because these other support classes have come out, many people have been using those over Stonecrusher, and many boss fights have not been benefiting from the the Stone Crusher that people can obtain. A lot of parties just haven't had Stone Crusher in them. There was another quest back in that room. Why didn't she let me complete that quest? There was another quest. Can I go back? No? Okay, whatever. What will the next class guide be? Arch Paladin's actually finished. So like Arch Paladin's finished. Some people here early in the stream heard this, but like, so my video editing software that I purchased a long time ago, basically, they changed their DRM system. They upgraded it, they updated the software, and changed their DRM system because they had a lot of people pirating it. So, okay, we're going to change our DRM system. Had an update, and this changed their DRM system, meaning that the old serial numbers, the old serial keys, and were not valid anymore. And so instead of giving people like me who had purchased it in the past a new key, they simply made us purchase it again. They simply just made me have to purchase the video editor again. And I'm not willing to drop $60 on a video editing software right now. Kind of the thing. It's like I can't afford to, and I'm not willing to drop $60 on a video editing software right now. And so Arch Paladin's done. The quest guide is literally done. Like, it's finished. I finished editing it. I just can't export it because the video editing software won't let me as long as I don't have a valid key. Because they updated and changed their DRM system, and now my copy is not valid. Even though I purchased it with actual reals monies. So yeah, Stone Crusher's Arch Paladin's coming. I just have to figure out what the hell is going on with like my video editing software. Is all. He drops a scythe. Is it AC tagged? Because if it's not AC tagged, it's irrelevant. If it's not AC tagged, it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, that's kind of the way it works. Not AC tagged, it doesn't matter. What is this? They AC tagged? Ah. That changes things then. Okay. I'll probably farm for this at a later date. We'll probably farm for this at a later date. Yeah, probably farm for that at a later date. How do I go back? I want to go back, though. Can I not? I want to leave. Can I not leave? Okay. Whatever. Yeah, I'll farm for the class at a later date. Well, they didn't patch it. They didn't, like... Boost still stack. Boost still stack, they just patched out the serpent. Correct? I'm pretty sure that that's what they did. That boost still stack, they just patched out the serpent, because people were abusing it. Good night, True Roll. From what I understand, that's what happened. It's like, it's still, like, the stuff still works, they just patched out the serpent abuse. Did I go to college? No. I personally don't feel like college is super worth it. That's me. Not everybody believes that way, and not everybody should believe that way. But I personally, wasn't really a huge... college was not for me. What I want to do with my life and what I enjoy doing in life doesn't super benefit from college. Trade school, or specifically getting, like, going to a class to get a certification, I feel in a lot of ways is more beneficial than paying tens of thousands of dollars for a college degree. But that's me. That's the way that I feel. Not everybody should feel that way or should think that way. I simply just... the way that I do things. Getting specific certification and getting specific certifications or going to trade school for a specific thing is more beneficial. Oh, you... why you lot have to pay, didn't you? What? Are those words? Sir, did you have a stroke? Sorceress's damage is not great without the damage boost. Well, I mean, that's one of the things, like, when I was in high school, when I was first in high school, when I was, like, a freshman, I basically knew that I wasn't going to college. Like, I knew back then that I wasn't going to college, and that meant that I was able to play out my high school career. That meant that I could play out my high school career in a way that benefited that. I didn't need to take a whole bunch of extra AP classes. I didn't need to kill myself to try and get a big 4.0 GPA. Because I knew that it didn't really matter so much. Like, it matters to a certain extent for SAT scores. Because I did get a good SAT score, and I did graduate with a good GPA, but I didn't need to shoot for, like, honors roll or whatever. Because I knew at the end of the day it didn't super matter for me. But that's just because I planned ahead. Oh, I don't have a lot of money to pay for college, no. I mean, nobody really could pay for college. Like, very, very few people can just, like, pay for college. Most people have college student loan debts that back up for 35 years. What time is it here? It is 5/7. It is, it's almost 6 o'clock. 5/7/7. No, it's almost 6 o'clock. In the afternoon. It's almost 6 p.m. There you go. I accidentally pissed him off. Okay. Turn in. What if I didn't? But I need to finish. I need to turn in my quest. I want to go back. I need to turn in that quest. Quest complete. Turn in. Cool. Yeah, it's free in the UK. Yeah. Well, it's not truly free. It's subsidized by the government, so you pay with it through your taxes, but spreading out $10,000 across millions of people hurts a lot more than putting it all on one person's shoulders. Like, it's still being paid for, but it's just being spread out over the entire population's tax dollars instead of being paid for by one individual person. Like, it's still being paid for, but just slightly differently. Never watched Game of Thrones? I read the books. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I don't have a TV. Like, I don't own a TV. I never watched Game of Thrones. I read the books. Well, in some places in the US, yes. Here in Texas, no. Here in Texas, we have, like, no taxes, basically. Like, here in Texas, we have very little taxes. Other places in the U.S. have higher taxes, but here in Texas we have very, very little taxes. Why is it saying I have... Okay, whatever, game. It's fine. Yeah. Here in Texas, we have very low taxes. A lot of the country has some higher taxes. Here in Texas, we have next to no taxes. Actually, no. Taxes are going to decrease under Trump. That's not a good thing. I'm not saying that's a good thing. But Trump's plan actually decreases taxes across the board. Unfortunately, the government can't run on the amount of money. Like, straight up, like, a country cannot run on the amount of money that his taxes recommend we bring in. And so taxes will drop, theoretically, for a while. But probably after a year or two, the government won't have enough money and they'll have to raise the taxes again. But no, like, Trump will actually lower taxes, but only for a little while until the government realizes they have no money and they'll bring them back up. Because he actually wants to drop taxes at every tax bracket. He wants to lower tax rates at every level in the tax brackets, which is not a good thing, actually. Lowering taxes in some areas can be beneficial, but lowering it at every level is a real good way to screw up some stuff. Just because the government needs money to survive, taxes are what fuels the government. When the government has no money, nothing works, nothing happens. Like, I'm a Republican. I believe that taxes theoretically should be lower and that more taxes should be handled on a state level, but just blanketly cutting taxes for everybody is not a good thing and not a proper way to run a government, because government needs money. That's just a fact of life. The government needs money to make things work, to build highways and pay employees and stuff, and just cutting taxes at every level is a really good way to screw stuff up. Ever been to the Philippines? No, I have not been to the Philippines. I mean, the Philippines is literally about as far away as you can go from the rest of the world, from, like, Texas. They don't tax Texas very much because they can't. Texas provides most of the country's oil and electricity. Like, Texas provides like 50% of the entirety of the country's oil and electricity. So they just don't tax it. They don't tax Texas because they can't really afford to. Like, Texas just provides too much for the country. That we as a state get tax breaks because we provide so much for the rest of the country. Like, because we provide so much for the rest of the country, we basically as a state get tax breaks. Socialism is okay, so this is actually something that they technically teach in schools, but as I get older I realize that most people either weren't paying attention when they taught it or didn't really understand. There's a pretty big difference between socialism, communism, and democracy. There's even a difference between a democracy and a republic. As small as it is, there is a difference. The United States is technically a republic, not a democracy. That is something that is technically public information, but not many people actually know what that means. A democracy is where everybody votes for everything, where if, like, a law was going to be passed. A democracy, basically, the lawmakers would propose a law, and everybody in the United States, all of the citizens, would say, hey, do we want this or not? And there was to be a huge vote, and everybody would vote on it, and if the votes were popular opinion, then it would pass. That's not the case. We have elected officials in the United States. Elected officials, these elected officials, basically, we vote in the elected officials, and the elected officials vote for us as a country. So we are a republic. We have elected officials that we vote into power, and those elected officials make our choices for us and make our votes for us. That's the way the U.S. works. And that's a fine system when your country does get so big. When a country does get massive millions and millions and millions of people, hundreds of millions of people, then yes, you need a republic, because it just simply giving literally everyone a vote is not practical, because it's an absolute mess to try and monitor. But as well as your average person is not going to be well informed on issues to be able to vote. Unfortunately, just your average person in America is not going to be super well informed. And that's an unfortunate situation. I do wish that more people were well informed about the government and the way that things work, but having literally everybody vote on a process, some people aren't going to care, some people don't want to care, some people are uninformed. That's just kind of the way that things work. But a communist society, under communism, the government owns basically everything. The businesses, everything is owned through the government. The government says how much you get, how much you make, everything is decided through the government. Socialism is where the government owns part of the businesses. Maybe the government owns major businesses, things like healthcare, electricity, infrastructure. The government owns major infrastructure. The government owns a lot of these really large businesses so that it can better keep a handle on them. It can better monitor and keep track and make sure that everything is running correctly. That's socialism. And the government taking in taxes is not socialism. The government needs to pay their employees. The government needs to take tax money in to build roads and keep open schools and keep open public libraries and parks and build highways and pay police officers and their military and stuff like that. That's what taxes do. Everybody needs to pay taxes. Like, taxes exist for a reason. Are pet taxes too high in some place, or something? Do some parts of the government receive more money than they need? Do some places not receive as much money as they need? Yeah, sure, the system's not perfect, but the government does need money to survive. Everything does. Nothing works without money. That's unfortunately the way that the universe works. Anything cool from this event? No. This event kind of sucks. Organizations don't steal my money. It's not an organization stealing your money, it's the government. The government, in exchange for, the government takes part of your income or part of your money as taxes. In exchange for that, you get free public schooling, you get roads that are maintained and taken care of for free. Not for free, you're paying with it with your taxes, but you're getting roads that are taken care of, you're getting public education, you get healthcare programs and subsidized healthcare to an extent. You get police officers, you get public parks and public roads and different programs. You get a military program to keep you theoretically safe, and not everybody is completely happy with the military, but these things are all paid for by the government. It's not like Dell is going to come in and take my money. It's not like Dell is going to come in and take my money from me. The government takes my money and then they do things with it. Whether you completely agree with that or not is besides the point. And if you do disagree with it, well, then that's what your vote is for. You go vote, and then you can make a decision on that. You vote who you want, who you feel has your ideals best in mind, and aligns with you best, and then you can help use that to change the way that you feel the government should work. Even if you're in, like, the UK or somewhere else, they have a parliamentary system. You vote who you want into parliament, and that'll change the way that the government works. Maybe you feel like your taxes are too high. Okay, vote people into government who you feel will lower your taxes and have your best interest at heart. If you feel like taxes are too low, that teachers aren't making enough money, that roads are being messed up, then okay, well then you can vote people in who have that opinion. The government's not out to get you. Like, the government can be stupid sometimes, and the government can make some bad decisions, but the government's not out to get you. They're just doing what people told them to. Unfortunately, people are stupid sometimes. Just the way the world works. The government is not a separate entity. The government is not, like, a thing separate from the people. The government is the people. It's just run differently. Farming for Juggernaut items? What quest do you recommend getting? I mean, honestly, if you just want, like, the Sword Pet, Ceremonial Void Knight, or farm the crap out of Larvae, like, there's a few different options. Larvae and the Sword Pet, Astral Orbs, those are really good ways to farm for, items, for the Juggernaut items. For a while, like, before I started doing some other stuff, and I got, like, the Dragon Blade of Nulgath, and I got some other Nulgath stuff, I had enough items to get a Juggernaut item of Nulgath. I just don't care. I honestly don't think any of them look really good, unfortunately. Yeah, if you're living somewhere like Brazil or some weird places where the government is a bit of a regime, then yeah, things can be different. But for most democracy or republic-based systems, the government's fine. I think you may disagree with them, but vote somebody else into office. Things change. Everything changes. It all comes back around. Like, I don't care enough. I don't have enough time or energy to get all worked up about the government or throw a big fit about it. Like, it doesn't matter. Keep yourself well educated. Make sure to vote in your elections, and everything will be okay. Pretty Dark Crystal Shards. Yeah, Dark Crystal Shards are not too bad. Dark Crystal Shards aren't too bad. They just don't do anything. Yeah. Best way to farm unidentified 26? I think it's Drudgeon, right? I'm pretty sure it's Drudgeon. I think it's Drudgeon, right? Pretty sure Drudgeon's the best way to get unidentified 26. Either Drudgeon or Larvae. Those are normally, for any of the unidentifieds, normally those are the best way. Normally when you're looking for any of the unidentifieds, normally if we're looking for any of the unidentifieds, Drudgeon and Larvae are kind of the way to go. Is American government out for Muslims? I mean, Trump signed an executive order, which is basically just like cheating a law into play. So as you don't know, the American system basically means that a law is created, a member of government creates a law, and then the members of Congress vote on that law and decide whether it should be a law or not. An executive order basically shortcuts that system. An executive order basically just says, and this is a law now. That's awful. It's honestly an awful system. Like, that's a really, really stupid thing that exists. Not going to disagree with that at all. I think it's a really, really bad idea that exists. So Trump signed an executive order putting a ban on immigrants from certain countries, that are primarily Muslim. While this does not technically ban Muslims from the country, it does ban immigration and people coming into the country from countries that are basically 90% Muslim. So it's effectively a Muslim ban, yes. However, the law can still be voted on by the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court can still, at the end of the day, decide whether the law is lawful or not, whether that law is allowed to be a law. Yeah, executive orders are supposed to be used in a state of emergency to push a law through without having it to have to spend months in the bureaucracy of the U.S. Congress. However, in recent history, it's been abused by many presidents to simply get their agendas passed. It's not a perfect system, but it exists. But no, the law has not been passed. The law has been passed, but it can still very easily be overturned by either Congress vetoing the law, which Congress can do, and or by the Supreme Court overturning the law. Any idea when the server rewrite will be finished? Ha! Nobody knows. Honestly, the server rewrite is pretty close, and I say that unsarcastically. The server rewrite is pretty close. Like it's not far off. There's a few things that need to be changed on it. I have opinions on how I think the release of the server rewrite should be handled and how the change of the new level cap should be handled. Because they will raise the level cap. Like, that is something that's been confirmed. Basically, the level cap is going to be raised. Like, the level cap is going to be raised. I feel like the level cap should be raised before the server rewrite happens. Like, okay, so here's the way that AE... And this has not been confirmed anywhere, but I've been around for a little while. You can basically just, like, know how things are going to go. Oh, hey, Preston! Oh, Club Penguin. I actually never played Club Penguin. Oddly enough, would you believe that? Never played Club Penguin. But, like, the server rewrite. So, basically, Artix Entertainment wants to handle it as, the server rewrite is going to come out, and with the server rewrite, they're going to buff mobs, make all mobs in the game more difficult and more powerful, and nerf the player character, you as the player. This is in anticipation of raising the level cap, because when they raise the level cap, you as the player character are going to get much, much more powerful by getting an extra 20 levels worth of stats, that this is just the way that it works. And because of that, they are going to make the game more difficult with the server rewrite. That's fine. I feel like that's not a bad thing. Except that, if they then take their sweet time raising the level cap, if they take forever and a half to raise the level cap, then the game's simply going to be overly difficult for a long time. Then all they're going to accomplish with the server rewrite is going to fix a few bugs and then make the game really, really difficult. And in the process, hurt new players. I have a video talking all about the server rewrite, but basically, the current state of difficulty and the current state of the game on the server rewrite basically only serves to hurt new players. That max level players are going to be fine, that we have access to classes and we're powerful enough that we'll be fine basically regardless. Yeah, I like the game being harder. I'm not totally against that. That I want the game to be more difficult. What I have an issue with is make the game difficult without giving us any way to properly deal with it, as well as not scaling zones correctly. Just a blanket making the entire game more difficult is an issue. Just blanket making the game more difficult is a problem, because it means that lower level zones are also going to be made more difficult. New players are going to really, really struggle to clear lower level content, especially when a new player doesn't know very well, when they don't know how to enchant their gear, when they don't know how to obtain gear, when they're working with basically just an armor and a sword. They don't have a helmet or a cape to boost their stats, kind of thing. But that's an issue. That's who it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the new players if they just blanket make the game more difficult. New players are going to come in, they're going to not be able to clear content without a max level player's help, and they're going to quit. And that's what I fear for. Is the max level players are going to be fine. We'll be fine regardless. It's the new players that I fear for here. So honestly, yeah, a lot of players are quitting on AQW, and at the end of the day, things will go very badly if Artix Entertainment continues to not really push the correct thing. Like, I don't know, I've made videos on the subject. A lot of you guys know, I've made videos on the subject. I do feel like things are going badly, and there's things that can be fixed on it. Like, my video on the Nulgath birthday release had a lot of my opinions on the subject of the game dying and the state of AE. But oh yeah, definitely. I mean, let's look at the last 3 releases here. Let's look at the design notes, shall we? Let's go look at the last handful of releases. Not including the Groundhog Day event, because this literally was like 2 items and they're all off, and they're not AC tagged and dumb. So this is a set only available to paying players. Paying players only. Paying players only. This isn't out yet. This is... Are any of these available for gold? Let's check. January gear. That's AC's only, AC only. That one's for gold, but that's for members only, so none of these are available for... Literally, only this item. There's 1 sword that's available to free players. That is not either member only or AC tagged. There's 1 armor set that's not member only or AC tagged, and there's a few helmets. So they've got like no pets, like 1 cape. So this is what members get. This is what free players get. PvP stuff, they can PvP. They can PvP if they want. They probably don't have access to good classes. But they can PvP if they want. Like, yeah, for, like, the last month... Oh, hey, Lep's up here. Right? I thought I saw Lep. Did I not? I thought I saw Lep in one of these tweets. Whatever. But, yeah, basically, like, the last, like, month has been, events that are basically only relevant to paid players. People who have either put money into the game for ACs, or people who have, bought membership. And that is a problem. The Nulgath birthday event is basically literally only you can't do any of this stuff without paying member. You literally can't obtain anything in this event without having member. Like technically you can get Void High Lord for free, but you need to have access to farming pets, you need to have the inventory space in order to do it. But yeah, new players are kind of being ignored, and that's kind of the issue, is Artix Entertainment says rather than making a game that people want to pay for, they're making a game that people have to pay for. They're making a game that people have to pay for, not something that people want to pay for. And that's the difference, is that they're basically putting in a situation where you have to pay or you really can't play, and if you don't pay, well, sucks for you, pay anyway. And that's unfortunate. If they keep ignoring free players, what'll happen? Well, all the free players adults disappear. And Artix Entertainment doesn't care about free players anyway, because, well, they're not paid players. They're not making the money. Why do they care? At the end of the day, Artix Entertainment really only does care about paid players, because they're the only people who pay. They make the money. Everybody else doesn't make the money, and they don't matter. That's the unfortunate situation. That's kind of the sad fact. Hopefully that'll change. Hopefully that'll change one day. Will it though? I doubt it. But man can dream. We can hope. Yeah. Yeah, if you ignore if you don't bring in new players and you don't expose new players and accept new players and try and treat them right, then your income is capped. Your income is capped. That you will only ever make as much money as you are making now. You'd leave no room for growth by excluding new players or free players. Will I pay Variums to give everyone a gift? No. I don't pay for Epic Duel anyway. I paid some money for Epic Duel back in the day, but I really don't play the game enough anymore to pay for it. Yeah, it's like you exclude new players, and that's not a good thing. Then your income is capped. Your income can only ever go down from there. When you exclude new players, your income can only ever go down. Yeah, some people just can't afford membership. Either they're too young, they're children, and can't buy membership for that reason, or they're somebody who's a student and simply doesn't have the money for membership. But there's reasons why somebody couldn't afford membership. And unfortunately, Artix Entertainment kind of just favors people who are willing to pay, regardless. Go. Back out. Well, the game was balanced because everything was worse. Classes were a lot worse back then. And so, like, by comparison, classes were a lot worse. Making it so that things were technically more balanced, I guess, is the way that it works. When everything, like, yeah, like, when classes were a lot worse, when classes were a lot less powerful, it's a lot easier to balance that way. When classes are a lot worse, it's a lot easier to balance. Unfortunately, is kind of the way it works. As classes get more and more powerful, it gets a lot more difficult to properly balance them. And at this point, they've kind of given up. Yeah, they're putting most of their focus on AQ3D. Like that's kind of a known thing that Artix Entertainment is putting most of their emphasis and most of their energy in developing for AQ3D. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. God dang. I didn't want to hit that button. I wanted that button. Yeah, when Citadel first came out, yeah, I remember when Citadel first came out, there was that you like actually needed to ask people for help. Like killing the bosses there actually needed like a full party. It was really interesting. Like I enjoyed that stuff. What do I think about AQ3D? I think that AQ3D has potential. I'm excited to see AQ3D in 2 or 3 years once Artix Entertainment has gotten their shit together and has actually figured out what they want to do with the game. That's what I think. I think that AQ3D has potential. Yeah. Like, I don't think that AQ3D is good in its current state. I think that in a few years it will be a fine game. Right now, it's not good. But eventually it may be.
Waste your time. So let me get right to the point. Vimeo has new review tools made for anybody who works on video projects. See,
oh, okay. What? Why? Okay, whatever. Whatever. This quest is dumb. Shop. Really silly that they're making me do this. Whatever.
Vimeo. To learn about more features, click the Vimeo banner on your screen.
You mean to go to Battle-On to complete a quest? Whatever. Oh, not this room. Other room. This one. Yeah, well, I mean, unfortunately, a lot of new players need to bot if they want to keep up. If they want to catch up, they kind of have to. Like, when there's almost 9 years worth of content that you're backed up on, unfortunately, you kind of need to bot if you want to have any chance of catching up. And Artix Entertainment doesn't really give them any way to catch up. Like, the tutorial system's basically a joke. The game doesn't really tell you anything. It's... I mean, I don't like botting, but I also kind of sympathize and understand a bit as to why it exists. What? What? Okay, why? This is really stupid. Hey, instead of doing this one thing, why don't you go back to this one map a while... What? That's really dumb. I don't even care, man. Like, silly. Yeah, a lot of the old areas are empty because there's no reason to go back there, and that's honestly fine. Like, I don't have a huge issue with that. But, I don't have a huge issue with the fact that those zones are kind of empty. Because it does, like, those zones are empty for a reason. Like, they're old content. It's old content that people don't really need to do anymore. Okay, it makes sense that those zones are going to be empty. I don't have to kill... Whatever. Like, it makes sense that those zones are going to be empty. Like, I don't feel too bad that those zones are empty. See, I have Scarlet Sorceress, and Scarlet Sorceress is my favorite class. I haven't actually done the Scarletta storyline. Any old zones, basically anything from the Chaos Saga. Pretty much everything from the Chaos Saga that's not a boss that's farmed for a reason. Like, everything that's basically not Escheron is pretty much empty. Like, Arcane Grove has some people in it because Stonecrusher and Shaman. And now because of the Elder's Bloods, people go there. But, like, most of the rest of the Chaos Saga is irrelevant now. Void High Lord is not better than Lightcaster. Void High Lord can take more damage than Lightcaster, and can theoretically deal more damage than Lightcaster, but not at the same time. Void High Lord has either really high damage or really high sustainability. But you only get to pick one, you do not get both. You only ever get one at a time. And that's unfortunately the way it works. Lightcaster gets to do both ridiculous amounts of damage and gets to be very tanky at the same time. That's the issue with Void High Lord. Void High Lord can take some of the craziest damage I've ever seen. Like, that's why Void High Lord was able to solo Ultra Blood Titan. It can take damage like no other, but it can't output damage at the same time. It tickles while you're in shackled stance. I don't like botting because it basically plays the game for you. Like, a lot of the... like, we all know this. Adventure Quest Worlds doesn't have a lot of gameplay to it. Like, that's just kind of unfortunately the way it works. Adventure Quest Worlds doesn't really have a lot of gameplay to it. A lot of the gameplay in Adventure Quest Worlds is farming. And by taking away the farming, by botting the farming in AQW, you remove like 70% of the gameplay. Like, what is there left to do? I can play some PvP, maybe? Like an AFK and Yulgar? Like, that's about it. There's really not a lot to do once you botted the farming. Like, I don't understand botters for that reason. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, what are they gaining? Like, what are they accomplishing? Like, they get to skip the farming, cool. But, like, now what are you gonna do? Then what's the point of playing the game now? Oracle can solo Blood Titan if you get really, really lucky. Same with Arch Paladin. Arch Paladin can solo Blood Titan if you get lucky. I've not farmed Void High Lord very much, actually. I have a whole solid 0 Rotogen. I've got a solid 0. I just don't care, honestly. I honestly just don't care. At the end of the day, that's what it is. I just don't care. Like, the class is okay. I don't care. Have you farmed evolved Nully armors like Blood? No, I don't like the evolved. I don't like any of the evolved Nulgath armors. The Nulgath, like, redone... When Nulgath went back and redid Miltonius's armors, I don't like those. Both me and Baylor have a very similar stance on the Nulgath redone armors. Yeah, me and Baylor both have very similar stances in the redone Nulgath armors. Was it Z? Did Z do those? I don't care. Either way, it's stupid. Either way, the evolved ones are dumb. Shadowstalker of Time, it's overpriced and it's overpriced. Like, yes, technically giving people a way to obtain the class in-game without having to buy the calendar is cool. But, like, if you're gonna make me pay the exact same amount for the calendar or the class, I'm gonna just buy the class. Like, I'm gonna buy the calendar. Like, there's no reason for me to buy the class when it costs the exact same amount to buy the class or the calendar. Why not just buy the calendar and actually get the class and armor and AQ3D as well? Like, it just, it was silly. It was silly. I'm pretty sure I've done this. I'm pretty sure I did this event when it came out. Maybe I watched Corey play it? I don't remember. I'm pretty sure I've done this event, though. Whatever. Maybe I've done it on the testing server. But is it a decent class? It's okay for PvP. It's pretty good for PvP. Beyond that, I know that I just see it mostly in PvP. That's where I see it mostly, in Blood Red Brawls. I don't really see it being used outside of that, honestly. It may be good outside of that. I don't know though. I just don't really see it. I just don't see it being used. It's kind of the thing. I don't have the class, so I don't know. I don't have it. I've not used it, so I don't know. I can't say. I've not used the class. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you're outside of America, the shipping cost makes the class, makes getting the calendar really expensive and silly. So if you just want the class, then yeah, it kind of makes sense if you're outside of America. I'll do some duels at the end of the day. As we get closer to the end of the stream, I'll do some duels. For now, I want to try and get these events knocked out. How do I get the bonus? No problem, Serenity. No, but there's people reselling it on eBay and stuff. There's people like reselling them on eBay, and you can occasionally find them. Did I get Damon? No. I'll get it at some point in the future. Like, I'll probably make a video on it at some point. I mean, I'm not sure how many of you guys have seen. I have a list of, like, 20-something classes that I plan to make videos on. But, like, it's on the list. Damon's on the list. There we go. Yeah, let me just... Oh, do I need to be in the game to turn the quest in? I do. That's weird. Do I play Final Fantasy? No. I don't play Final Fantasy 14. I have played some of the old Final Fantasies, like pre-Final Fantasy 5. But I've not played any of the more recent ones. Crisis Core? No. I don't believe so. Did I give a tip for getting to level 65? I don't remember. I mean, I probably have said at some point just farm Eagle's Reach. But, like, did I ever give a tip? I don't remember doing this. I mean, I'll take credit. Sure. Take credit. I don't remember doing that, but I'll take credit for it. Oh, get Oracle? Yeah. Start the game with Healer, get Oracle, use that to get Scarlet Sorceress, move on your way from there. Like, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's not really a tip to get 65, that's just a way to, like, be powerful. Like, that's just, like, this is how you don't get curb stomped by the game. Like, because the tutorial, like, the game's not going to tell you that. Like, the game's not going to tell you that. Like, Arx Entertainment doesn't tell you that. AQW doesn't tell you that. Like, they don't tell you that anywhere. So, like, knowing that, hey, I should probably farm for this is like knowing that Oracle exists, knowing that Scarlet Sorceress exists. Is Scarlet a good class? Very. It is my favorite class. Like, I'm using it right now. Like, I'm doing pretty reasonable numbers. Like, not at the moment, because I'm not stacked up, but, like, I'm critting for, like, 3 to 4k on my abilities a lot of the time. What map name? I mean, it's over there. Do you find the haste glitch unfair to other players who farm? What haste glitch? I know that on the testing server, there's technically a way to get infinite haste, but, like, I don't think there's anything like that on live servers. Are any of these items AC tagged? Room glitch? I don't room glitch. I think that the room glitching is honestly kind of a big issue. There's some glitches that I'm like, whatever, it's not such a big deal. Room glitching, I, like, really don't think is okay. There's some glitches, no, room glitching doesn't just change spawn rate. Room glitching also changes the way that DOTs tick. Room glitching also makes DOTs and heal over times tick much faster, making classes like Blazebinder far, far more powerful than they should be in a room glitch world. Have a good day, Serenity. Yeah. No, the room glitch does not just make mob spawn faster. Yeah, damage over times and heal over times are increased. Okay, what's next? So, did we not finish this? How did we not finish this? Ah, whatever. I'm not going to use Scarlet Sorceress for PvP. Like, Scarlet Sorceress for PvP is a bad plan. At least for 1v1s. For Blood or Brawl, it's a different story. For 1v1s, it's not very good. And that's as somebody who really enjoys Scarlet Sorceress. For 1v1s, it's not amazing. Fortunately. Unfortunately. Put on my set. We're gonna do this. Gonna do Proto. Okay. So, who wants to pay? Who wants to do the PvP? Have I used a standard sorcerer training room? No. I don't believe so. And capped. Okay. For what, the base classes? For what, the base classes? There. Okay, guys. Dual invites are turned on. Fight me. I'm using Proto. We're going with Rust Bucket. Gonna fight you guys with Rust Bucket. The mem classes are the exact same as the non-member classes. Warlord, Sorceress, Assassin, they're the exact same as the base classes. They are literally the exact same. There's no difference between them. Exact same abilities, no ranked in passives, they're the same thing. The base classes and the member-only classes are the same thing, it's just a cosmetic difference. Dual invites are turned on. Fight me. WinRAR. Yes, I have Waters of Life equipped. No, I did not use them that time. I have Water of Life that equipped, but I did not use them. I am actually planning to do a full video guide on all of the base classes together. I want to do a big... It's probably going to be just like one big video on the base classes. That is something that I do want to make at some point. Oh my god, Vindicator of They. You I'm using Water of Life against because you're using Vindicator of They, and you're basically cheating as it is. I need all the help I can get. Let me move. I wanna fight. I wanna fight back. Let me fight back. I wanna fight back. Ugh, come on. Okay, come on, hit chance reduction. Yes! I had to use Water of Life, but I'm using Rust Bucket against Vindicator of They. I'm allowed to cheat. I'm using Rust Bucket against Vindicator of They. I need my advantages. What's my favorite seasonal event? TLAPD? I'm gonna take the easy answer and go TLAPD. Honestly, because TLAPD is probably the event they put the most work into. TLAPD is probably just the event that they put the most work into throughout the year. So, I like TLAPD. You do a round? Yeah, sure. My duels are open. Talk like a pirate day. LAPD is talk like a pirate day. Probably the event that they actually put the most amount of work into. My duels are turned on for people who want to fight me. Want to peck a fight. Hey Jax, if you're in chat, sorry I don't see. I have Discord muted while I'm streaming. I have Discord muted while I'm streaming, so I did not see your message. Jax, if you're on Discord, by the way, let me know so I can give you your patron rank on Discord. Let me fight back. God dang Vindicator of they. I just want to hit you. Stop stunning me. Let me fight back. Please. Okay, it's fine. Here, let me... There, you have your patron rank on Discord now. Do I have any navals? I have the one from last year. I have the Cursed Naval, and I have Icy. I have Cursed and Icy Naval. How about any of the birthday events? The birthday events are hit and miss. Dage's birthday is always really exciting, but, like, overall, I think, like, the birthday events can be very hit or miss. It depends on whose birthday it is. It kind of depends on how much work they've done for it. Okay, Jax. I need to recognize your name in chat and stuff. And that goes for anybody else who doesn't know. I do have a Patreon. I take... Oh, so close. That was so close. I try not to spam myself out of mana with Rust Bucket because mana is such a premium with Rust Bucket. I try not to spam myself out of mana, but I could have won that if I had just used Jackhammer. But anybody else who wants to try and support me, anybody who wants to try and support me on Patreon, links down below. Don't feel obligated. You can donate however much you want. But it helps me make my videos. It really does help make creating videos possible. I want to... I'm stunned. I can't... Okay. I got stunned. Like, I can't... Okay. I can reduce your hit chance by 20%. Except that I get stunned and then just don't. How do you want me to identify myself, Jax? What do you mean? Like in Discord or on YouTube or something? Well, I just, your name on Discord and on Patreon are Jax, and your name on YouTube is different, and so I just didn't recognize you, that's all. It's all good. Now that I know who you are, I will know who you are, but I just didn't recognize your name at first. That's all. Because your name is different in both places, so I just didn't... Aw, got laser beamed. I got laser beamed. However you want, man. You have your rank now. You have the Patreon rank now. So you will be noticed. You shall be noticed now. Proto. I love Proto Sartorium. I know it's technically not the greatest class, but it's like you guys who have been fighting me. It's not an easy fight. Like, Rust Bucket doesn't just fall over. Like, Rust Bucket does put up a fight. Like, Rust Bucket actually does put up a fight. Like, Rust Bucket tends not to just fall over. I mean, unless Cryomancer hits... Okay, so let's think about how much damage Cryomancer just did to me. So, I'm Rust Bucket, right? I have like an 80... Event Horizon is like an 80% damage reduction. Event Horizon is like an 80% damage reduction. And he almost... And I have 4,400 health. He almost one-shot me. Through Event Horizon. He almost one-shot me through Event Horizon. Like, let's take a minute to think about that. 80% damage reduction, 4.5k health, he almost one-shot me. That's a lot of damage. Like, that's a stupid amount of damage. Evolved Darkcaster or Blazebinder? I don't have Evolved Darkcaster, so I say Blazebinder, just because I don't have the other one. What do I think about the Collector? I mean, the Collector is just a slightly worse version of Vindicator of They, and at the end of the day, a worse Vindicator of They is still very good. So, oh no, this is gonna go badly. This is gonna go badly. Please, spare me. I don't have any health. Like, a bad Vindicator of They is still very good. I'm gonna die. Please, no. Yes! You're killer, man. See, Rust Bucket's good in PvP. Like, I have Water of Life, but I really have only been using it against the Vindicator of They player. I really have only been using it when people use Vindicator of They. Outside of that, it's like, okay. Like, when you use Vindicator of They, it's like, okay, I need my advantages. Outside of that, it's like, okay, I probably can win this. Like, I probably can win this. As long as I can, like, not get wrecked, I'll be okay. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Like, Rust Bucket actually puts up a fight. For being how old it is, Rust Bucket actually puts up a fight. Like, I enjoy Rust Bucket in PvP. It's not the best, but it actually does put up a fight. Like, I have Water of Life's equipped, but that's only for, like, emergency scenarios when I'm fighting legit OP classes. Hey, Anonymous Edits. How you doing? Darkblood Storm King, can I win this? Yes! Out there. The Rust Bucket's good. I actually really want to make a video on Rust Bucket. Like, no lie, after the Archpally video goes up, Rust Bucket's probably going to be next. I gotta heal, people. I gotta heal. I gotta rest. After the Archpally goes up, Rust Bucket's probably going to be next. Where are you at? Here? I don't know the question. Here? I guess? I don't understand. I'm gonna go with a solid here. Where are you at? Oh, I can't kill Archpaladin. Like, I straight up can't kill Archpaladin with Rust Bucket. Your heal is on a low enough cooldown that, like, I can't deal 3k damage in the time that you have health. In-game? What are you wearing? Did this get sexual? Is Vindicator of They the PvP class? It's probably one of the best PvP classes. Like, Vindicator of They is probably top 3 for PvP classes. Server, yeah, the server's over there. And what room I'm in. I'm doing duels right now, so I'm not anywhere specifically. Like, I'm kind of spread all throughout the map because I'm doing duels right now. Vindicator of They does have bad matchups. High dodge classes, Vindicator of They does struggle against. Like, Vindicator of They does struggle against dodge classes. But if you're not a dodge class, then Vindicator of They is normally going to be, like, is normally going to win that. That's a second duel against me. Come on, that's a second duel against me. A lot of you guys have had, like, 3 or 4 at this point. That's a second one. Oh, I missed my hit chance reduction. That's gonna suck. That's gonna cause problems. Yeah, I'll pop a Water of Life, give myself my advantage. Even the playing field. God dang it, heal. Use my most OP classes, but that's no fun. I like Rust Bucket. I like Rust Bucket though. I find Rust Bucket fun. The GroundHog quest items, they're not very good. It's him as a pet and the helmets. Like, they show it off on the design notes page. Like, the design notes page shows off everything. Like, it's literally just 3 items. It's this helmet and the pet. And that's it. They're all not AC tagged. Rajis atop of PvP. Was that words? Was that words? Did you have a stroke? Oh, my old nemesis, Glacial Berserker. Ha, you ran yourself out of mana, scrub. Run yourself out of mana. My old nemesis, Glacial Berserker. You guys know I've made no point in hiding my hatred for Glacial Berserker. I've made no point in hiding my hatred for Glacial Berserker. It's a different language. Is it a non-mem pet? I don't know. I didn't get it. I did not get it. I don't know. I need to rest. I need mana and health and stuff. I gotta rest. It's a mem pet? Okay. I like Proto. Proto is fun. Yeah, it's all not AC tagged. That's why I didn't grab any of it. I did the quest once and was like, oh, it's not AC tagged. Okay. Don't care then. Why are you using that class? 'Cause it's fun. I like Proto. It's like actually a good class. Like, if you guys have been watching, I've been winning like most of my matches actually. Have a good day, Mohammed. Like, I've been winning most of my matches actually. Occasionally I have to fall back on Water of Life to keep me alive, but for the most part I've not needed to use it. For the most part I've not needed to use Water of Life, and I'm actually winning a reasonable amount of my matches. I have better PvP classes. I just enjoy using Proto. I think it's funny. I think it's funny that an 8-year-old class, an 8-year-old fighter-based class can, like, actually hold its own. I think that they're not running out of ideas. I think that the good artists and good writers are working on different projects. Artix is arguably the best writer Artix Entertainment has, and he's not really writing for AQW anymore. A lot of the good artists are not working. A lot of the good artists are not working on AQW anymore. Like, AQW is just a lot of the talent has moved on to other things. And so I think it's not that they're running out of ideas, but they're running out that they don't have the manpower to do what they need to do. And that the people they do have there are either lazy or are having their ideas pushed to the back burner. Yeah, like, watch, like, Rustbucket actually does, like, pretty... Oh, I got nuked-ed. I got nuked-ed. Is the Evolved Blood Orb worth it? I'm gonna say no. But that's because I already have all the farming pets. Like, I have all the farming pets, so I'm gonna say no. If you don't have them, then yeah, sure. And it depends. It depends. With almost everything in this game, it depends. I have so much health I have so much health. Eh. No, just die. No, you're so close. We're so close. So close. Die. Just oh. Got you so low. So low. So close. That one was really close actually. Hold on guys, I'm getting a phone call. Give me a sec. Oh, for getting the evolved blood. Yeah, I don't care. I don't really care for it myself. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's good. It's like, I don't think it is. I don't think it's worth it. Oh, you're running no class? 2 bad PvP classes. Fight. Who will come out on top? 2 bad fighter-based classes enter. 1 bad fighter-based class leaves. Rawr. Okay, guys. Okay, I gotta turn off my duels. I'm turning off duels. Okay. Okay. Oh, we're gonna call it here. We've been going for over 2 hours. We did some of the Throne of Darkness stuff. Because I actually never did some of the Throne of Darkness stuff before. Like, I never had actually done this stuff before. So we finished this. We'll probably come back to finishing these out at some point. But yeah. Yeah, the farming sword pet drops some pretty cool stuff pretty quickly. Yeah, we'll call it done for today. Just reminder, as always, check out the links down below, Patreon, social media, my Discord server, stuff like that. If you guys are interested in all of that, that's all down below. So, all that stuff, as always. Hope you all had a great time using Mithril Man. Mithril Man. Oh, you're not using Mithril Man? Oh, you're using Enforcer? Yeah, Enforcer. Rust Bucket has 3 variants. Rust Bucket, Protocertorium, and Enforcer are all different stuff. Need 600 more ACs for Legion. Yeah. Yeah, I like Rust Bucket. I think Rust Bucket is actually a pretty sweet PvP class. Like, it's not the best class, but I think it's actually pretty good and can hold its own. It's got a hit chance reduction. I can hit chance reduction. I have like an 80% damage reduction. I have a I've got like an unavoidable damage dealing ability. Like, I can do guaranteed 225% damage guaranteed. So like, I think Rust Bucket is actually pretty okay at PvP. But yeah, with all that being said, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you all next time.